Welcome to the Dynasty Dugout Show, a podcast covering all things minor league baseball. Get a front row seat to the action with everything you need to know about the future stars of Major League Baseball. And now, here's your host, Chris Clegg.
Happy Friday. It's the Dynasty Dugout Show. Today we are talking Orioles-Yankees Spring Breakout recap. Yes, it's almost been a week at this point since the game happened, but there's still plenty of time to break it down. I went back and reviewed all the film from the game, cut it up. I've written about it. You can find the written report at thedynastydugout.com if you'd like to check that out, but a ton of talent on display during this game. The Orioles and Yankees both put out a ton of talented prospects and pitchers, which made the game a lot of fun. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to break them all down, and we are going to discuss and check out some video on these players as well. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for subscribing. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform as well. And as always, the show is brought to you by Connect Roasters. Connect Roasters is Ian Happ's coffee company. I've got my nice cup of coffee right here, the Gold Glove Blend. It is delicious. I cold brew my Gold Glove Blend. Put a little cold foam on top of it, and it's great. The Gold Glove Blend is as smooth as Ian Happ's glove, and you can get it, buy one, get one 50% off today at connectroasters.com by using the code Dynasty Dugout. We're also brought to you by Chinook Seedery, which are the best sunflower seeds in the game. Chinook Seedery has a variety of flavors, and they are all delicious, including the cinnamon toast, which I love, and the dill pickle. So lots of good options as far as seeds go. Check that out. Get 10% off your order at the Chinook Seedery using the code Dynasty Dugout. All right, let's dive in on the game. Let's start with the Yankees hitters at the top, because the leadoff hitter is somebody that I definitely want to talk about who's going to be a big riser up my rankings. That is George Lombard Jr. Now, listen, I saw George Lombard Jr. last year in the Florida State League. He had a solid year. Former first-round pick, lots of pedigree with the name Lombard. Obviously, his father played in the MLB. But Lombard last year was all right. I mean, he struggled with contact at points. The EVs were inconsistent. The swing had some inconsistencies, even the body, too. So Lombard this year, though, I had heard some buzz throughout the offseason from people in Yankees camp that, Lombard was kind of changing his identity. And he did. I was impressed with George Lombard the second he stepped on the field. He looks a little taller, he looks more physical, and he's definitely stronger. The swing change has occurred. I'll drop the video right here if you're watching on YouTube so you can see that. The swing looks significantly better. He's creating more synergy with his body in the swing. The bat lag is good. The power's there. He looks significantly better. Lombard, man, I'll tell you, he played a smooth shortstop. The athlete looks better. He moved better. He hit the ball harder. He smoked 2 shots. I will say, people on Twitter have gotten annoyed with me talking about the win. Guys, there was gusts of 50 miles an hour in that game blowing in. So balls held in the park that probably would have been gone. Basallo would have probably hit one. Lombard would have definitely left the yard on at least one. He had 2 shots, 2 lineouts that were, very well struck. So George Lombard's a big mover up my prospect rankings. To me, he's already clearing top 50 status, giving the current, look of the top 100. Lombard does a lot well. He's a good athlete. He plays shortstop well. He's got the body. The swing is much improved. The power's there. Is he going to make enough contact? And that's kind of my question. But if he does, yeah, he's going to soar. Lombard looked the part and was very, very impressive. Spencer Jones batted second in this game. He was plunked the first 2 at-bats. Hit by pitch by Keeler Morfe and Levi Wells to start his game. And so, yeah, I thought he might charge the mound at some point, just given that if he got hit again, 3rd time. But Jones, I've seen him a lot. He's a 6'7" specimen, great athlete, patrols center field extremely well. He hits the ball hard. It's all about contact with Spencer Jones. And, outside of his 2 hit by pitches, he did have a base hit. He had a double. And he had a big flyout as well. So Jones is somebody golly, I want to just hold fast to. I don't want to kill him in the rankings. He's outside my top 100, but it's kind of close. Honestly, he fits in a similar mold of some other guys. People love Xavier Isaac still. Like, you look at the metrics, they're nearly identical to Spencer Jones. And Jones is the better athlete, and he plays a premium position in center field. So Jones is somebody like I kind of want to hold on to, not ding too much yet, but Spencer Jones is going to have to make more contact. Also, let's talk about the fact that Jones is very young in his hitting development. Jones is not, he was a pitcher at Vanderbilt, and he missed a lot of time with injury. He's still very early on in his development. I think I'm still in on Spencer Jones. I love the athlete. He runs well. He gets faster over space. It's a big make or break year for him, though, which is crazy to say, but Jones needs to have a good year. This was my first look at Rafael Flores, who I really liked what I saw on video and then really liked what I saw in person. Flores is a good catcher. He's a big frame. He's strong. He hits the ball hard. Flores looks like somebody that did everything you thought he would. Last year, he ran like a 108 mile an hour 9th percentile, which was actually like right there with Spencer Jones from a power standpoint. And he makes better contact than Spencer Jones as well. Can he stick behind the plate? Where does he go long term? That's kind of the question that I have. Edgelin Perez did come in at catcher, and Edgelin Perez is awesome. One of the more disciplined hitters in all of baseball. And he's got a pretty good arm behind the plate. So Edgelin Perez, major riser this year. He already was last year on the complex, but he'll be in single A. We'll have a StatCast data public, and I think people are going to really love what they see. Jesus Rodriguez added to the 40-man roster. Somebody I've always been a little bit lower on. It's a very interesting setup and very interesting swing. He has a lot of moving parts in the swing, but he put a lot of balls in play. He had a lot of balls on the ground. He struck out once in 5 trips to the plate. But Rodriguez is a catcher that played third base. Now, this versatility is nice because you look at Jesus Rodriguez, and I think that there's a reason they add him to the 40-man because they like the versatility. They like that he can be a backup catcher, and he swings it pretty decently. The EVs are fine. The contact's pretty good. The chase rate, yeah, I mean, it can work. Like, I think this profile could work as like a versatile type player. Like, you think about Austin Barnes has made a career as a like backup catcher utility type. And that's the kind of player we're looking at here with Jesus Rodriguez. Roderick Arias really needs to stop switch hitting. He hit from the left side in his first couple of trips to the plate. The left-handed swing is not good. It's weird. It's a lot of weird mechanical flaws that I don't think can work. Just being honest. I don't think Rodriguez or Arias should continue to do this. He looks fine from the right side. Like, honestly, like, his right-handed swing looks pretty good. The left-handed swing, not so much. I would say, let's stop switch hitting Roderick Arias, please. He had a really good second half last year. He put up some really good numbers, but I don't love that swing from the left side. He's going to swing from the left side more often than not, obviously, because he's going to face more right-handed pitchers than left-handed pitchers. And I want to pull up the splits from last year just to kind of confirm my thoughts, because I've seen him swing. I saw him swing it last year from the right side, and obviously see him mostly from the left side this game. I mean, the splits are like actually pretty bad. It's funny because I like his right-handed swing a lot better, but he had a 777 OPS as a left-handed bat and a 549 OPS as a right-handed bat. The eye test didn't suggest that at all, but I don't love him as a switch hitter personally. Like, the swing against lefties or as a left-handed bat, just not there. But Brandon Jones is an interesting one. He was a Kansas State product, drafted last year, later rounds. Brandon Jones, he looks like a pretty good athlete, good plate discipline, and good contact skills. He may just hit for enough power to make the profile work. Brando Maya, saw him last year. He was a former $5 million international signee that has not lived up to the hype of that money that he got. But Maya did look a little better, I'll say. He had a couple really well-struck balls. He just struck out once, but Maya's body looked a little bit better than last year. Maybe he put in the work he needed to this offseason. So I'm kind of like starring Brando Maya as a watch list type guy and think that maybe he could have a resurgent year. That's the Yankees bats, excuse me. Let's go over to the Orioles sides of thing because they put out some pretty good bats as well. Enrique Bradfield Jr. led off the game. Bradfield is just a speedy guy where I really like the profile from a glove, speed, contact perspective. He does do a lot well. He makes a lot of contact. He can lay down some beautiful bunts. I've seen him lay down some beautiful bunts over the course of the last week on the backfields and in this game. But he runs well. I mean, he had a sub 3.8 home to first, which is 80 grade speed. Bradfield does a lot well. Now, they had him in left field, which is interesting. Shows you how good this defensive outfield was. Bradfield's an excellent center field defender. They had Vance Honeycutt in center, who also is a great defensive center fielder. And they had Judd Fabian in right, who made an incredible play at the wall. Fabian, that was a strong outfield defense, which didn't help the Yankees at all. They hit some shots that were tracked down. Bradfield honestly didn't look great in left field. I honestly think that there were several factors here. One, he's not comfortable with left field. He's a center fielder, pretty much regularly. And the wind was moving pretty substantially. You get on these fields, these minor league, the spring training complexes, these backfields, and the ball moves completely different because there's wind. And I know it. Wind, whatever. But the wind was gusting. And Bradfield made some not great routes. But I've seen him enough in center field to feel comfortable saying that Bradfield is a very good defensive center fielder. Now, Samuel Basallo went 0 for 3 in the game, but Basallo looked good behind the plate, and he had a couple scorched balls. His first one probably would have left the yard, to be honest. On a normal day where the wind wasn't gusting like that, it leaves the yard, 100%. It was barreled up to the max, and it was very impressive swing. So, Basallo, yeah, he did everything I wanted to see. Contact, he hit the ball hard, and he looked good behind the plate. I know he looked better than average behind the plate. Decent arm. So I'm pretty intrigued here. He did throw out Ingel Fiorina trying to steal. Brendan Jones did steal a bag off of him. But at the end of the day, I thought Basallo checked some boxes we want to see. Now, how does he fit in the puzzle? It's a great question because the Orioles have a guy named Adley Rutschman behind the plate at the major league level. I think your hope is that Basallo catches enough for fantasy purposes to maintain catcher eligibility, and he plays first in DH. There's a lot of people they've got vying for time in the DH and the first base role too, but Basallo has been their untouchable for a couple years now. I think they like Basallo the best of any of their prospects, just being honest with you. That's kind of where the Orioles were at on him. Dylan Beavers, interesting. I've seen him a couple of times, an interesting athlete. He has had some ups and downs throughout his career, but, he's fine. But I will say, I really liked what I saw out of Vance Honeycutt. Now, Honeycutt is toolsed up as they come. He has 4 very strong tools. He doesn't have much of a contact tool. Now, if that improved, then we're cooking with something here. Honeycutt had an inside-the-park home run. He showcased his speed. It was very, very impressive speed on that in the park. He took a walk, which was good, so the good approach, played a good center field, and he hit the ball hard, obviously. He scorched that ball to the outfield wall on the inside-the-park home run. Vance Honeycutt is somebody that, if he can make enough contact, he's going to be a top 100 prospect pretty easily. I don't think there's any question about that. So Honeycutt, yeah, he looked good. You can see on the swing, he had a couple good swings where I'm very much in on him. Judd Fabian did Judd Fabian things. He walked, he struck out, and Fabian had some impressive plays in the outfield. That's kind of Fabian at this point. I'm not sure that Fabian kind of transforms his profile any more than it already is. Good defensive outfielder, which helps his MLB chances. Maybe a 4th outfield type. He's got power. He's got some speed, but I'm not sure the contact is there if we're being honest. Other guys that I want to highlight, I've highlighted Aron Estrada a couple of times. First saw him on the backfields last Wednesday, so I saw him several times throughout the week. He's bigger, and he's stronger. He's listed, I want to pull up his list because I know it's really bad how the lists are, because here's the thing. Estrada is bigger than Enrique Bradfield Jr. Estrada's listed 5'8", 142, and Enrique Bradfield Jr. is listed at 6', 170. I can tell you that Estrada is taller and weighs more than Enrique Bradfield. So I think that Bradfield's probably definitely shorter than 6 foot. I think Estrada is probably 5'11". I also think Bradfield weighs 150, and I think Estrada probably weighs 160. He's much more filled out now, and he looked good. He's put some good swings on balls when I've seen him. I think Aron Estrada is probably an up arrow name for this year. He was last year. He had a really good year last year. Got a lot of pub, but yeah, I'm very much in on Aron Estrada. Leandro Arias, he came off the bench, and he won the game. He had a walk-off hit. He looked very good. He had 2 hits in the game. He drove in the game winner, which was obviously important, but he's also checked some boxes on the backfield. He had a really bad year last year. Now, Leandro Arias had a lot of hype coming into 2024, and he didn't live up to it at all. Like, honestly, like, Arias was just bad. There's no better way to put it other than he was very bad. He slashed 247, 341, 301 last year. Excuse me, that was just in high A. Overall, between complex, single A, and high A, 230, 333, 332. 16 doubles, 5 homers, 7 stolen bases, caught 8 times. But I'll tell you, Arias put a lot of good swings on balls this week. I think Leandro Arias could certainly kind of correct that status. Maybe a post-type guy who had a lot of buzz coming in 2024, and he corrects that, and he's good in 2025. That's what I saw. Austin Overn looked very good as well. Overn has been good on the backfields. He's got speed. He's got some pop. He's got contact. I don't know. I think Overn's pretty underrated. He had triple in this game, smoked it down the line, down the right field line, turned it into a triple, and then he scored the winning run in the game. So Austin Overn, yeah, he's good. Good player for sure. Steven Martinez, somebody I highlighted on the backfields. He only got 1 at bat in the game, so not a lot to take away there. Thomas Sosa is massive, and he had a ball pretty far foul. He's got pop. We know he's got pop. He put up massive exit velocities last year. Just all about contact with Thomas Sosa. And DJ Layton came in, had a hit. He might be a sleeper in the system, drafted last year, prep guy out of Charlotte Christian. A lot of fun. I like that profile a decent bit. So DJ Layton is someone to watch out for here. Now, let's take a quick break, and we will get to the arms because there was a lot of fun arms in this system, which we'll talk about, and got a lot of good video on them as well. Some first-time debuts for players. I'm pretty excited about what some of these arms brought to the table. So take a quick break, and we'll get back with the arms from this game. All right, we're back. Let's dive in on the arms from this game, as there were plenty to talk about. The starters couldn't be more opposite in this game, as Keeler Morfe started for the Orioles. He got 2 outs before being pulled from the game. He threw, I think, 34 pitches, something of that nature. I don't have it right in front of me, but they left him out to dry way too long. And the Yankee starter, Carlos Lagrange, went 4 innings. So kind of opposites there. Morfe was fun, I will say. Like, he showcased some things where I was like, yeah, I mean, like, you can definitely see the potential. 98, 99 mile an hour fastball. It's a young kid, 18. He had a 90 to 91 mile an hour changeup and an 82 to 84 mile an hour slider. But the problem was he had zero clue where it was going. It was all over the board. He walked 2, allowed 2 hits, had a couple of wild pitches. He hit a batter. He did strike out 1, but it was not ideal. Now, the arm talent with Keeler Morfe is there. Know that. There's good arm talent. But where's the command? I think that's the major question mark. Levi Wells followed. He got the Orioles out of the first inning, and then he threw the second inning as well. Wells was good. He was up to 98. It was a small stint, so I'm not sure the fastball velo will be there, but he was up to 98 on the fastball, and he showcased a strong slider. He struck out 1 across 1 in a third inning. Pat Reilly, he came in, looked good. I've seen Reilly a lot. He has all the stuff to be a successful starter. He was part of the Billy Cook trade. He was in the Pirates org last year. Pirates traded him to Baltimore for Billy Cook. I think it could work out for both teams. I mean, I like Pat Reilly a lot. He struggled with command at times in the start. He did throw 2 clean innings, but he walked 2 and he struck out 2. It's just was kind of the mixed bag that we've seen from Pat Reilly for a lot of his career, dating back to Vanderbilt. Fun arm for sure. Arm talent was good. He had really good stuff across the board, just inconsistent command. Luis De Leon, he lefty. I mean, fun stuff. Fastball up to 97. He showed an impressive 90-mile-an-hour changeup. He has a slider in there, too. It was just an inning of work. I'd guess that Luis De Leon probably sits 94-ish over a full start based on what we've seen in the past, and then what he showcased here. Obviously, one inning showcase the stuff is going to play up significantly more. That is important to note. But Luis De Leon, he looked really good. Nestor German, He's somebody that I love, and Scout sitting beside me had not seen him, so he's asking me about him. I saw German last year at one point when he was in high A. They were down this way. And German had a great year, by the way, last year. He was a very underrated arm. He had a 1.59 ERA across 73 innings between single A and high A. He struck out 90 batters, walked 17. So very good stuff. And he had a 19% swinging strike rate. The overall strike rate, 265%. That's a good combo of skills to miss bats and throw strikes like that. Former 11th rounder out of Seattle University, not a common university, but if you know, the reigning AL Cy Young winner also went there, Tarek Skubal. German, looking at the box score, he pitched fine. 1 inning, scoreless, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. This is a fine outing. It was nothing to write home about, but it was fine. But he was not all that great, actually. He allowed a couple of big flyouts that were hit hard, and so that was of note. But he worked between 93 and 95. He got whiffs on the fastball. He mixed in a low to mid-80s slider and an upper 70s curveball as well. He did not feature his changeup that he has thrown. Curveball has nice two-plane depth. The slider, mid-80s, tight break, strong pitch. Now, German will be fine. It was 1 inning. It was just a funny story how I hyped him up, and he was bad. But overall, German pitched fine. I thought Braxton Bragg looked good in his 1 inning of work. His line wasn't great. He allowed 2 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts, but he did generate whiffs. Fastball was up to 97 with a strong changeup and slider. But Cameron Weston might have impressed me as much as anybody. He came in to close out the game in the 9th inning. I mean, it's an impressive arm. He throws from a low 3/4 slot, good horizontal movement on all of his pitches. He set 94-95, which was up from last year. Just 1 inning, so we won't take it with a grain of salt, but heavy arm side run on the pitch. The sinker induces very weak contact when it doesn't miss bats, and it sets up the rest of the arsenal very well. He has 2 strong secondaries in the slider and changeup, and as you can guess from his slot, if you're watching the video, there's a lot of good movement on those pitches. It's an 80 to 84 mile-an-hour slider, and the changeup was in the mid-80s. Weston, really tough angle for hitters. Strong east to west movement on his profiles. I thought he caught the eyes of a lot of people, honestly. So very fun stuff there. Carlos Lagrange is somebody that I've seen a lot. I mean, it's fun stuff. It's an electric fastball. He sits upper 90s, touches triple digits. He's a big 6'7" frame. And he actually commanded better than he has in the past. When I've seen Carlos Lagrange in the past, dating back to the complex, the AFL, and then again last week in Spring Breakout, I thought his command was much better. He pitched 4 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run, but 1 unearned, so 2 runs, 2 Ks, no walks. A lot of strikes. That was notable. Lagrange has that big fastball. He's got a good slider and a changeup that'll mix in as well. I do think it's a reliever profile long term, but they're giving him serious run as a starter, so it's hard to argue against that. I don't know. We'll see what the Yankees wind up deciding to do. But the people I want to highlight, Ben Hess and Bryce Cunningham. Draft picks from last year. Ben Hess, obviously the first rounder out of Alabama. Hess came in after Lagrange and pitched 2 innings. I thought he looked pretty good. He struck out 3 batters across the 2 innings. He repeats the delivery very well for he's 6'5", 250. He's a very big frame. But I thought he repeated well. He didn't light up the box score, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk. But the 3 strikeouts was notable. He had 5 whiffs, but he got a lot of called strikes, 38% CSW. I thought he showed a ton to like. Fastball said 94-96. It's a high-riding IVB pitch, IVB north of 18 inches, 10 inches of horizontal regularly, pretty flat approach angle, tough for hitters to pick up. His curve has really good depth in the upper 70s, negative 15 IVB on average was awesome to see, and 15 inches of sweep. That's a solid 2-plane breaking pitch. It's a banger of a curveball right there. And he also will mix a slider, mid-80s slider. Did not showcase it a ton in the game, but he did throw that in college. And he had a mid-80s changeup with strong fading action. I think that this is a 4-pitch mix, true 4-pitch mix that throws strikes. And I think he'll have a ton of success at the lower levels of the minors. They start him in high A, maybe, but I think Hess is going to dominate against these lower-level hitters because he's advanced strike thrower and he's got really good stuff and he locates well, repeats his delivery well. Hess could be a guy that there was not a lot of buzz around him as a first rounder. People were kind of like, why'd they go that way? But I do believe that Ben Hess is going to be a really good arm. As is Bryce Cunningham, who did cough up 2 earned runs in an inning and 2/3 work, 3 hits, 1 K, no walks. But I thought Cunningham was good. The four seam was strong, high carry, good horizontal from a 6-foot release height, very flat VAA. It's at 97, 98, in his 2 innings of work, so that was notable. He appears to have added a cutter, which is around 90 miles an hour. Used it pretty often. He still uses mid to upper 80 slider as well. And the changeup, I thought, was the most beautiful pitch that he threw. Heavy, heavy horizontal on that pitch, sitting 88 to 91. So good enough separation velocity-wise from the fastball, but really good arm side and movement as well. That changeup produced a 53% whiff rate last year in college, which is very notable. So Cunningham, I think, is good. I think the added cutter could be very useful, and there's really good stuff with Bryce Cunningham. So a lot to like there. I think Cunningham could really, really pop off and be a guy. Him and Ben Hess both look like really good picks for them. The Yankees pitch dev's actually very good. I like what they do. They don't get a lot of credit for it, but they are a very good pitch development org. So something to watch out for, both those guys. But that's kind of it. We had Eric Reselman come in. He looks like a legit reliever. I'm excited about him. He's got big stuff. He was fine in his inning work. He did walk too, but stuff is there. Reselman, yeah, he's a major league bullpen arm for sure. And that was on full display. I think that's going to do it, folks. The Yankees and Orioles spring breakout recap. Just have one more of these to go, and we'll be done. I've got some backfield stuff to talk about too. I'll cover the Braves and the Tigers tomorrow. Cover my 5th and final game that I was at for spring breakout, but I was at 9 backfields games, so lots of stuff to talk about from there. But thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe. Like the video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to comment anything that you saw you may have liked, and subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform. I would really appreciate it. But thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed, and we will talk to you tomorrow.